Greetings, fellow makers! This is the real Melky. Welcome back to my lab. Today we're going to start work on my Zorro cosplay, specifically the pants. And I think this is going to be a two-part tutorial kind of thing because there's a lot to talk about. So, let's get started. Alright, to begin, we will need, of course, some black fabric. This is cotton I got at Hobby Lobby. It was about $10 a yard. I also work there, so the employee discount helps. You'll need some black thread. I will be using some pins, but you can use wonder clips if you want. Also, a measuring tape, come in very handy, as well as Velcro. This is the sew-on kind, not the stick-on kind. You can try to use a zipper if you want. I'm not there yet, so hopefully I'll be able to learn something new. And a button, as well as some very sharp scissors. These are my fabric scissors, as you can see by the name right there. And they are only used for cutting fabric. And to sew all this stuff together, I will be using my Brother ST150HDH sewing machine. It is a heavy-duty machine, but it will be just fine with this stuff too. So, let's get started. What I've done here is I have folded the fabric together and then folded it in half again. So now we have 4 pieces of fabric. Well, we will eventually have 4 pieces of fabric. This way, when I cut it out, everything will be the same. Now, you might do this a bit differently than I do. That's fine. But what I do is I pin the fabric together in an outline around the pattern. And I usually add about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch for seam allowance. But I just kind of eyeball it. And yeah, I will come back when this is all done. Okay, now that our pattern outline is all pinned, I'm going to cut it out. Here we go. And now you see why it's important to have sharp scissors. So I'm just going to keep doing this until it's all done. Be right back when that's all done. And now it's time to add the front pockets, because a cosplay should have pockets. Now, again, the way I do this may be different from the way you do this, and that's fine. What I do is I pin the part of the front pocket bag to the front of the pants. Right about there. Oh, sorry, hands in the way. I'll show you in a minute. Just like that. It's pinned through all 4 layers of fabric. And we're going to do that again. Right about here. And one more time. Right here. And just to make sure my hand will actually fit inside the pocket, we do this. Now I know it will. Then we cut this part off. And now the front part of the pocket bag is exactly the same as the front part of the pants leg. Now we pin these together, and we'll eventually sew. Alright, now it's time to sew the front of the pocket to the front of the pants leg. I've already threaded my machine. I'm not going to bore you with those details. Remember to backstitch. And you can go as fast or slow as you need to. I'm going to speed things up. Remember to take out your pins as you go. And I'm going to go all the way to right about here. And yes, I'm going to put a pin there. All right. And one more. Okay. Now backstitch again. Trim your thread. Try not to knock over your camera. Trim your thread again. All right. And now we have the front part of our pocket bag inside, well, what will be the inside of the pants. Now you can serge this, you can overlock stitch this, you can clip part of the edge down and fold it over. I'm just going to use an overlock foot and do that. So I'll be back when that's set up. Okay, switching out the pressure foot is the simplest thing in the world. All you do is push this little lever thing back here on the back of your foot holder, and the foot will fall away. And then you can install your zigzag foot, zipper foot, overlock foot, button foot, whatever you need to use. In this case, I am switching to the zigzag foot. The machine is already set to a zigzag stitch, which is number 8, which is this one. There you go. All right. And now we're going to overlock these stitches. So that way the edge will not fray. Basically, what you want to do is make sure this bar right here, I don't know if you can see that on camera, this bar right here, this little guide, is on the edge of your fabric because the needle will go up and across and back and forth, so on and so on. Yes, that pun was intended. what this is doing is wrapping the edge in thread. So that way it doesn't fray on us. And there we go. Nice overlocked edge. Focus. Focus. Okay. Don't know if you can see that on camera, but it's there. All right. And now, something else I forgot to mention is you need to iron the seam. So I'll be right back when that's done. All right. Now that our seam is pressed and overlocked and all that stuff, I'm going to add some top stitching to it. Because not only do I want to make sure everything stays in place, but it's a nice little extra detail to add. And my plan is to enter this in a couple of cosplay competitions, because why not? And yeah, the more little detail that's in there, the better. Alright, this is just about done. And we're going to do the other front part of the other leg, well, the front part of the other leg the same exact way. So I'll be back when that's done. Alright, now it's time to sew the pocket bag together. I've already pinned everything, so let's just go. Basically what I'm going to do is sew from the top edge here, around here, down to here, around to the bottom, and back up the side to here. But enough explaining. It's better to just do. It's actually even better to skip ahead to when it's done, so that's what I'll do. Alright, and as you can see here, the pocket is installed. And now we just need to add the back part of the pants. What you're going to do right now. So I will pin these together and show you what that looks like. Alright, now that the front pocket is sewn in, the welt pocket is sewn in, it's time to close up the pant legs, or at least the inside edge here. I'm going to do that a little bit differently. I'm going to be using a French seam. Basically the way that works is you pin the pieces together. Okay, normally when you're sewing you want to pin your pieces together with the right sides facing each other. French seam is a little bit different. You want to pin your pieces together with the wrong sides facing each other. And then you sew your seam, and you iron it, then you flip it inside out and sew it again. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So, here we go. Remember to back stitch. And we will come back when it's time to flip things right side out or inside out or whatever. So, I actually forgot to record the second part of the French seam on Zorro's pants. So, sorry about that. However, I did make a tutorial about the French seam about a year ago. I will put a link to that video in the description. So go check that out. Okay, and that is where we're going to end part 1 of the Zorro pants tutorial. Also, well, pretty much the any pants tutorial. So, be sure to like, subscribe, share if you want. And yeah, tune in a few days for part 2 of the Zorro pants tutorial, where I will attach the pant legs together, and the waistband, and the boat loops, and all that good stuff. So, until next time, have a great day.